Dan done did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all my non-binary neurodivergent squirrels, we would like to welcome to the stadium Dragon Suck My Dick Heart!
lights flash bright and glow. Cyber city skyline low. Lost in shadows where we roam. Here we rock in Squirrel Zone. Neon lights flash bright and glow. Cyber city skyline low. Lost in shadows where we roam. Here we rock in Squirrel Zone. We're ducking down blips and clicks. Now pause and cyber kicks. Rusted wires mesh and twist. Squirrel Zone won't beam as we rock out in Squirrel Night. See bright in blinding light. Future's here, technology tight. Rocking hard till morning light. Circuits sap the night alive. We survive the cyber hive. Outcast in electric vibe. In these streets we do or die. Digital heartbeats pounding hard. Skies filled with electric stars. We ride fast in glitching cars. Leave behind all city stars. Outlaws in this neon maze. Humming with electric haze. For the future here we blaze. Squirrel Zone in cyberspace. Technology tight, rocking hard till morning light. Circuits out the night alive. We survive the cyber hive. Outcast in electric vibe. In these streets we do or die. Digital heartbeats pounding hard. Skies filled with electric stars. We ride fast in glitching cars. Leave behind all city stars. Outlaws in this neon maze. Humming with electric haze. For the future here we blaze. Squirrel Zone in cyberface.
Let's get nuts.
Ah, that's some good fanny rocket.
There's a part of me that wants to apologize for that, and another part of me is like, nah, just nah. Cause yeah, I just fuck it, just nah. Pink lemonade, cotton candy. Oh, hey, yeah, no, that's a good way. Yeah, that's a good start. It's funny you say that though, and as you posted the, yeah. If you didn't catch it when I did my little surprise cameo there before I hit the intro. Free to bread, baby. That's what it's all about. Boop. Alrighty. So, yeah, we're, coffee is making. Very good. Excellent. Like I said, I've got mine. Got my iced coffee right here, as per usual, because, well, humid as fuck, as you could tell by my lovely necklace here. I don't have the fan behind me because I just didn't have the energy to drag it from the bedroom over to here. I just didn't. I'm like, this'll do, I guess. But it's also not 30 degrees out today, so there's that. I want that shirt because exclamation merch. It's there. I've got one. Dan's got one. I'm sure there are a few other people that may or may not have it, but just dealing with Amazon bullshit. Why? What's going on with Amazon? Yeah, I know Dan's got one. He wears it quite often. This one, as you can tell, this one's a little wrinkly because it was in my clean hamper, and I didn't put it away. They won't return mama. Well, what the hell, Amazon? What is up with that? That is some garbage bullshit right there. Congratulations out to Shoost, who had his Stream Deck delivered this morning. I get paid tomorrow. Well, there you go. Exclamation, I get paid tomorrow. Scam email bribing me to delete a bad review. Yeah, no. Kata. I got no spoons today. Well, that's all right. Today's a learning one. We're talking about building routines that don't suck. Remember, your mileage may vary. This is going to be dependent on what your habits are and what works for you and what doesn't. But overall, this is kind of the shit that works for me when I do get it to stick. Of course, I ain't perfect. I know that there's still a lot of room that I have to move that I can make mine actually work too. But Kiddo is very against that currently. I mean, that's one, fair, and two, ironic. I lie down in a dark room kind of day. That's fair. We got them. We have them. We all get them. That is totally fair. But we will get to that stuff in a bit. Toxic Shane? It's funny, everybody I have ever known named Shane is toxic, so... Oh, irony. Have at it. Why not? It's a bare minimum spoon week. Eldest hatchling is very much a handful on summer break. Yeah, mine actually is pretty easy on summer break because all she does is stare at her phone all night and then sleep all day. It's a routine that we're trying to break. And the way that we're going to have to end up breaking it, my wife and I both know this, she's not going to like it. But it's going to happen eventually. Because I got that for bailing on an important medical appointment today. You got toxic shame from bailing on an important medical appointment today. Okay. If she's a she has been reported employed. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Ordered a mic stand, got a box of garbage, a used rubber band, took a picture of it and posted it to the review board. Good, fuck them. Small dry erase board, one check for each, one for, nice. Goal is to get 2 or 3 checks a day. That can be a lot on some days, and I understand that. I get it. I totally get it. I mean, in a perfect world, yes. But I mean, having a small dry erase board, that's a good one. It might be a topic to discuss. All right, no, that's fine. We can talk about that later if you want. Not a problem. It's all good in the hood. No one knows. Checks for board sits in my bathroom. I have missed days. You know what? You're not alone. I know you're not the only one. There are many that have. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. The Finch app for basic daily goals. It's dependent on kids and crap. Yep. I don't beat myself up for it. Well, that is the most important part, is that you are not beating on yourself for missing shit, because it happens. We all get the days like that. It's fine. You're not gonna die. You'll be all right. You will live to check the board another day. Okay, before we start, well, it's going to be a bit before we start, but med check for one. I check for the ones that I do have, except for the vitamin D ones, which I will get after. Because that's not a time-dependent thing, but that's all right. 2, hydration check. Way too late. Music check. Music is on. It's just we're doing the lo-fi thing today, so we're kind of chill. I don't know how loud it's coming through. Meds in half an hour for both us and the doggo. There you go. Laundry check. Yeah, mine was all put into the hamper, and the wife took it down. So yeah, hang in the background and finish my book. Cool. Until we start talking about routines, and I'm sure your ears are going to perk up, and you're going to have some shit to say. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, the lo-fi does tend to be a little, as the name may indicate, maybe a little lower on the volume. Food snack check, y'all. No, I have not. But I admitted that. I have not eaten yet. But I kind of crawled my ass out of bed, had a coffee, got the last of this organized. The last thing I remember saying before I hit go live was, what am I forgetting? Because I know I'm forgetting something. Air fryer pizza pops. Hey, I don't have any pizza pops. Which sucks, but save meds before 6 a.m. So my meds are good. Good. Just had dinner, so there you go. It is not that time for me yet. And that's all right. Eventually. Shall be eventually. Also, I saw Cyber Will was throwing subs around at the beginning there. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Got us a nice little hype train before we even started. Hoorah! Ain't nothing wrong with that. At least I think we did, if I saw it correctly. I don't remember things. Yeah, reminder, got the Tip Your DJ down here. We did. Okay, yeah, I thought we did. And yeah, let me get this up for myself for in a bit here. There we go. I got to push some buttons and some buttons. BUTTONS. I love buttons. Yes, yes, yes. All right. There we go. Okay, cool. I don't need to open the YouTube channel. All right, cool. There we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All righty. So, let me just double check my paperwork here, because I knew I was forgetting something. You yada. Blah, blah, blah. Not sure what the wife's doing. I see the drawer opened. Blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. We will once again have a, hey, Lord S, how you doing? Welcome to our happy little coaching stream today, where we talk about building routines that don't suck. Part 2 in our long-running series of 2. Yeah, well, is what it is. But yeah, there will be another sheet for you guys to grab a little bit later. Yeah. Sorry, I had to stop and think about that one. It's not up yet, but it will be in a little bit here. Anyway. All right. Doing as good as I can for the moment. Not sucky. I will take not sucky. Not sucky is a wonderful one to run with. So run with it. Or if your dogs want to bark at every goddamn thing.
No. It's just for Jason.
Bork? Yep.
I'll grab her. Jason! She's here!
What's here? I don't know what's going on. Got shit going on in the background. That's all I know. Anyway. Sabine, shut your head. Sorry, don't mind me while the dog loses its mind. Yeah, it's here. I don't know what's here, but it is. Turns out it's here. Like in a horror movie. Yes. They're here. Yeah, whatever it is not Sabine approved. Or at least the person delivering it was not Sabine approved. Oh well. That happens. All right. Going over to my double checking. Very cool. Sweet. We will get to that in a bit then. Beauty. Da, 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 da.
Good.
Oh, okay. She's got a friend over today.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Your flip-flops are on the top there if you want to wear those.
I don't know what's happening. Are you guys going somewhere? Oh, Jace is taking off. Gotcha. Okay. My kid's running away. That's what the story is. All right. Bear with us then while we wait for that to commence, I suppose. Anywho. How's everyone else doing? Anyway. Speaking of things. Everyone else doing good before we get into our shit? Yeah, rub it in that you can run. No kidding. I wish. Oh well. Yeah, there's a bit of that going on. Yeah, that's fair. Well, yesterday was the piping hot 30 degrees. Today is only 20. It's a little bit overcast, so it's not near as bad, but it is humid. So that's kind of sucking on the energy right now. And actually, I may be able to take this thing off here shortly. And all right. So, real quick before we get started, remember, tip your DJ. All right. Humid as fuck here. Fair enough. All right. No, I've been having severe migraine attacks. I've been disrupting my sleep schedule. Yeah, that'll do it. Screwy sleep makes the migraine worse. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, because you are not getting your proper rest in, and your body does not like that. I remember I used to get migraines constantly. We think, in hindsight, a lot of it was contributed to the MS. We think, potentially, but we're not 100% sure. I could scream loudly about things. All of this brought on by my med adjustments to migraine. Oh, yeah. All of the fucking things. There's your mood for the day right there. All of the fucking things. All right. Let us begin. And we shall begin by popping up the header. Boom. Routines that don't suck. Or at the very least, trying to build them. I guess I forgot to add a word right here, which was building routines that don't suck. But you know what? I'm sure you'll forgive me. And if you don't, I'll get over it. Okie dokie. So, one of the first things that we can do to build routines that don't suck. Having coffee don't suck. Agreed. I will agree with that 100%. In fact, I'll cheers you to that one. No. Words are hard in all forms. Yes, they are. Which isn't necessarily part of the routines that don't suck, but I mean, they could be. You know what? I think I can actually take this thing off for the moment. So let's do that. All right. There we go. Cheers, coffee. Up there you go. Rock on. Okay. So, the first thing I guess would be, the neckband. Yeah, I'm taking the neckband off for now. So the first thing would be habit stacking. And yeah, you notice I didn't get a chance to do up these things here to help me out. So I'm just reading on my list. So I'm going to go a little bit like this. Apologies. Next time. But yes, habit stacking would be one of the first and most helpful things that we can do in forming these routines that don't suck. Habit stacking, of course, being attaching it to something that you already do. So that being basically the ADHD friendly cousin of productivity systems. Think of it like behavioral duct tape. You stick a new habit to one that you already have. For example, Indie Kitty was talking about having that checkboard and having a whole bunch of different flavors of toothpaste in order to help. So another example would be after I brush my teeth, I take my meds, right? Or after I pour my coffee, I open my to-do list, if you have something like that. Or after I feed the dog, I stretch for 2 minutes, right? If you've got these things that you're trying to incorporate as habits, then attaching them to something else is incredibly beneficial because you're already doing the one thing. So now if you can just attach something else to it, once I do this, I can do this. I'm trying to think of one myself that I do, but of course, a lot of mine are just ingrained, right? One that I'm trying to get worked into as a habit to make sure that I get my meds taken on time is I try and this one's still a work in progress, but I try and remember to bring myself this to bed, right? So that way I've got a drink while I'm laying in bed. But then when I get up, I've still got my drink there. And then that way I got my meds by my bedside table. And I am trying to, once I get up, okay, that is there. I can take that. Because I'm already talking to GPT most days already. I'm already doing a daily med check-in for my morning meds since I suck at taking this consistently. And that's, you know what? You're not alone. You're not the only one who does, right? There are different little ones that I attach in order, and meds is a perfect example for me because there are some days that I'm just drastically inconsistent with it, depending on the day, right? So if it's like a day where I'm at the office, then I've got a timer, right? And because I have routines there where I try and go outside on the half hour of every hour, right? So like my delayed med check is at 10:30. So I've got a timer that comes up at 10:30. So that reminds me that once, like either before I go out or once I get back, then there it is, right? Take them. So for me, that's one. How about you? Do you guys have one that has worked for you in the past or one that you are currently working with? I could ask my wife if she's got one. She's always got routines going on. Tracking my daily med check for me, so I have accountability. That's fantastic. See, that's great to have something like that, which is where our good GPT friend can come into play, provided they remember, or provided they have a schedule thing that you are working with, then yeah, that's fantastic. I just take mine when I give kiddo hers. There you go, right? That's stacking. You're stacking yours on top of the kids, right? On school days, actually, I do the same thing when I have to take Jason to school, right? I am absolutely adamant that she takes hers, more so than me. So I stack mine on top of hers, right? I make her take hers. I take hers with it. I take mine with hers. Sorry, I got distracted. I saw Beta Mutts there, and I'm like, brain took a right. I take mine before starting the coffee. There you go. Right? But just little things like that. There it is. Boom. And boom goes the dynamite. What is up, Beta Mutts? How you doing? Apparently, you're subscribed for a month. I'm sure it's longer than that. But anyway. Yeah, 25. Yeah, there you go. It's definitely 25. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, bot. Anywho. Life's been kicking my ass, but that's life sometimes. It's true. It is totally true. But hey, it's all good. You're here. The bot is stupid. Anyway, bonus tip for that. Man, okay, when you stack like that, it can help reduce startup friction. So, like, the bot declares your streak. The bot is just an idiot, too. It also does it on both channels, so, Anyway. But yeah, it reduces your startup friction, so you don't have to remember it. It just kind of hitches a ride on something that you're already doing. Again, like Shust and I were just saying, you know, in the morning when I make Jason take hers, then I take mine. It's just one easier, less friction-y step. So yeah, think of it like tying a balloon to a squirrel. If the squirrel moves, the balloon goes with it. Boom, habit stacked. Done and done. A few days not beats up because I lost mine in under. I know, it's stupid that way. I remember having that conversation with many people when they were talking about losing their streak, which is kind of dumb. But let me see. Okay, right, there we go. So another, it is a little more in-depth thought-wise, but if you think about it like cue, routine, and then reward, right? It's a loop. Only streak that matters is the one I have to wash in the washer. Gross. Fucking gross. Anyway. That way your routines don't run on willpower, they run on cues and rewards. And you know how much our brains love the rewards. So if you think of it like cue, routine, reward. Okay? You don't have to remember that. Just think of it that it works like that without you having to do it. Here's a cue. The coffee brews. Routine. Open your to-do list, right? If you start the coffee, you open your list. Reward, you check a box, you do a little dance, you eat a gummy bear, whatever, right? So there's your cue. Start the coffee. Your routine, open your to-do list. Your reward, hey, you get to check your boxes, right? No need to. Water does it for me. The water opens your list. Alternatively, learn to wipe your ass. I mean, if it's your kids, then it may be a little more difficult. Hey, it's a turtle mama. Hello, boopity boop. What's going on? Scooting across the yard works. It can, yeah, provided the grass doesn't cut you. One of those bolt-on bidets. I've been feeling icky, but being productive. Nice. Good. Well, hey, you're in the right place today as we talk about routines that don't suck and building them and having it, tacking things on so that way it makes it easier for you to build those routines. So, I guess in that case, mentioning the cue, routine, reward, right? Start the coffee, open your to-do list, and then check off your little box and get started that way. He's trying to kill me. You and me both. I don't know if you saw my video yesterday, but Jesus Christ. I use Sweetbot lately, helping to set up projects to do. Very nice. Okay, well, there you go. What's your current routine for, let's say, waking up or starting work or whatever? Do you have, like, There you go. I did see it. I know exactly what it's like. Yeah, it's brutal. So anyway, do you have a routine like that where you cue something, have a routine that goes with it, and there you go. La-di-da, you're off and running. Do you have something like that? Right? Like I mentioned, one of mine is going out on the half hour at the office, take my meds, right? Stuff like that. Small shit. I get up, make coffee. I get up, make coffee for me, and get 4 kiddos fed. Well, there you go. Right? Well, and like I don't know if you caught it. I only said it a few minutes ago, but I'm adamant about Jasa taking her meds on school days, right? So when I have to get up and take her to school, I make sure that she's got hers, and then I take mine alongside her, right? So I've stacked my med routine onto hers. Then that way, boom, Bob's your fucking uncle. I used to take my med until you got off the bus. There you go, right? If that's something that you can remember, but of course, summertime, right? It's gonna fuck with all of our routines, having kids that are out of school for the summer, right? Like Jason's routine is out the window. It always happens during the summer. Nick and I trying to get her back onto the routine sometimes is not as easy as we would like it to be. But I mean, it can be trying. Anybody who's a parent, you get it. You absolutely get it. Anyway, so does anybody else have an example for me here of how you've stacked? Whoa! Apparently, my cup decided to bring the paper towel with it that I have there to catch the condensation from the water. Sorry, I thought my wife was contributing something. Apparently, she's not. Anywho. But yeah, that's one of mine that I have. I don't know if Will has any that he uses at work. Shoes, taking his with the kid. That works. Me doing that as well. But yeah. All right, moving on. Bonus points if you can make it stupidly satisfying. Because, again, dopamine hit. Sorry, I'm distracted by the bot. But yeah, if it doesn't give the brain a little dopamine tick, it's probably not going to stick. Ahoy! Boom! Well, hello, Atrachosaurus. What's going on? What's happening? Howdy, howdy. Hello, all y'all. And welcome to my happy little corner, where we today are talking about building routines that don't suck. Doing all right? Good to hear. Trying to think of any routines I have, but I really can't. No job. Don't even a certain time or anything like that. Another thing, too, is that in a lot of cases, our routines are just now so habitual that you don't really think about it, right? That's the end goal, is to try and make those routines so that you just do them, right? We're doing art in Art Fight. What is Art Fight? Please explain. Please elaborate. Tell me more, tell me more. I don't know what's going on. Explain to me what Art Fight is before we continue with our little chitty chatty. Because I don't know. I'm an ignoramus when it comes to that. And why would you want to fight over art? Art is a beautiful thing. An art trading site that happens in July, and you attack others with art. Like you draw a picture and then turn it into a paper airplane and throw it at their face. That's how I think of attacking somebody with art. No. Okay, apparently not. Apparently I don't know what art fight is. Sorry, I told you I'm an ignoramus. You make art for them as a gift. Excellent. Very nice. And I just noticed, actually, that you brought in some friends with you. So, real quick, let's do a little sidetrack here. Real quick, if you done ain't never been here before, hi. Let me tell you a little bit about me.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Tyler, but people know me by many names. But most know me as Spaz or SquirrelDad. And here's a little bit about me. I'm a mental health advocate. I have autism and ADHD. I'm a giant nerd. I love space. I love Star Wars. I'm also a Mandalorian. I'm an artist. I'm an animator. I'm a musician. I'm a veteran DJ. And I love all things AI. So what can you expect here? Well, we chat about everything. We talk mental health. We chat about nerdy stuff. We talk about food. Hell, around here, off topic is the topic. All in all, we like to have fun, but we don't talk religion or politics. No. There's enough division and hatred out there already. My community is a safe space for all, no matter if you're neurodivergent or not, if you're gay, straight, or trans, no matter where you are, no matter what color you are, no matter who you love, no matter what you believe. You are all welcome in my house. Just respect everybody and don't be an asshole. So again, welcome.
That's right, I'm not kidding. Shoes does have that position covered. It's true. True story. Just ask them. Ask anybody. They'll tell you. They'll agree. Anywho, I digress. Hello, friends like Unicorn for Jesus. Who seems to be the most chatty. You draw art of their characters essentially and give it to them. That's an art attack. Excellent. I like that. That sounds really cool. I agree. Uni works. I'm all about the shortened nicknames. Yes, that's the kind of attack that I can get behind. We're all about, we call it the love bat around here. Ask Stryker about it. They've been subject to it numerous times. Numerous times. Haven't ya? Anywho. Let me carry on a little bit here. We'll get this all done and out of the way. Like I was saying, make it stupidly satisfying so that way your brain gets a little dopamine hit, because otherwise your routine is not going to stick. Love bad. That's right. If you do the colon and then type in love bat, it should pop up. Anyway, what you want to do is design rewards that actually feel good to you, not what a Pinterest productivity team thinks that is going to be productive for you. You do some posts and post stream care. Hey, no worries, it happens. You know how Rule 0 is. There you go. Dan's got a love bat for you, by the way, on the way out the door. So yeah, go take care of you. Do what you got to do. But yes, one of the things that I'm trying to do with this little series here, as you may have seen last week, is acknowledge that not everybody is the same, is acknowledge that different routines and different habits and different things are going to work differently for different people. For example, I said last week that body doubling doesn't work for everybody. And I always think of Jay when I say that, because Jay is adamant that body doubling does not work for him. And that's fine, right? It works for me. It works for a lot of other people, but it doesn't necessarily work for everybody. So this is where you want to individualize, making your habit stacking stupidly satisfying, right? To make sure that you have something that is going to give you that little dopamine hit that is going to work for you. Not necessarily just whatever somebody on fucking Pinterest or, some random on Instagram says, do this, it'll work. That's not necessarily the case. You want to make it work for you. Make sure that you get that little dopamine hit. If that means, having a fucking cookie, or, having a gummy bear, or whatever it is, doing a happy dance in the kitchen, whatever the hell, we ain't here to judge. Whatever works for you. I can't body double, but I do it often for others. in a weird way. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. Yes, you do. I 100% agree that you do. But I question whether or not that is productive to you or not, because it seems like it is. Yeah, he does it. He just doesn't realize he does it. Oh, Jay? Yeah. But anyway, so one way to do it is physical checklists, right? Oh, Dan. Yeah, Dan. I agree. Dan does. But yeah, a physical checklist, if that works for you, right? That's the same idea as like a planner or whatever. Some people, yeah, I can't confirm you can't. No, it's true. But yeah, if it's a physical checklist, for example, right? Put little stickers or whatever. Treat yourself like you're 5 again. Who gives a shit? If it works for you, then do it. Be it like a 3-minute celebration song, or brag to the chat or a friend or the dog or to Blue Sky or to Instagram or whatever. If that's what you got to do, great. We're all about that here. If somebody does something and they want to brag about it in the chat, do it. We're all about that, right? I did a thing. Like, how many times, think about it, how many times have we seen here in the chat somebody's like, I did a thing, can I talk about it? Fuck yeah. We're 100% about that, right? Your brain is not gonna keep doing the boring thing unless you bribe it like a trash panda with a granola bar. That's why you want to give yourself these little dopamine hits in order to do something, right? To help you make those habits stick. Never mind, you said doo-doo. I just want to point out you said doo-doo, that's all. Speaking of being 5. Lourdes, I'm going to pick on you because I haven't seen you in a while, and I just feel like picking on you. Is there anything that you do like this, where you habit stack, where you have attached something? It's okay. You don't have to play along. I'm just going to pick on you just because. But is there anything that you do like this, for example, right? Stacking your habits to try and make a routine out of it. Can you think of anything? That's right. I'm going to make you think now. Now we're at the interactive part. Now we're at the crowd participation. Jet in the past, VC painting. So you do. There you go. Right. Well, I said it before. I'm guilty of doing voice chat, body doubling while I do the dishes sometimes. Right. Or sometimes cooking. I've done it before. If it works, then great. It worked for me. And that way I'm not focused on it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Dan done did it.
I'll give the puppy lunch and then take the other 2 out while he's eating. There you go. See? Simple. Effective. If it works for you, then fantastic. If it's something that you can incorporate into your routine to make another one, yeah, ta-da, there you go. Da-da-da-da-da. I may be reading, but I am paying attention. You're trying to multitask? Is that what you're doing? Multitasking is a lie. I'm kidding. We do have a couple more points that we'll go over after the self-care break. What is happening here? Why did my video pause? I don't know why that paused. All right, anyway. Oop, going back here. No, it's a superpower. You're a superpower, jerk. All right, so before we do the self-care break, let's do a quick little recap on the first couple of things that we went on about. One is habit stacking, right? Is attaching it to something that you already do. Treating it like your behavioral. Your face is a superpower. I like that. Why, yes, I like to think that it is. Rawr. Anywho, like when you brush your teeth, you take your meds, etc., etc. Doing the cue routine reward, So that way, again, the example I put was you brew the coffee, you open your to-do list, you check your box, you do a little happy dance, you give yourself the reward. Eat a gummy bear, whatever the hell it is. And then make it stupidly satisfying, because if you don't do that, the brain is not going to attach to it, because you don't give yourself that little dopamine hit, the reward of doing it. And check your box. That's right, check your box. Is it there? It is a nice box. I'm just putting it up. Sorry, honey, you're a meme. Sorry, did I throw you off there? I didn't mean to. Anywho. All right, let's do that. We'll do our little self-care break, and then we'll get into the last couple of things, and then I will show you the worksheet that... A liar. I'll show you the worksheet that all of you are going to get for free today, as it's another piece out of the bundle that I put together, but I have not put up yet because I forget things. Anywho, let us push a couple of buttons and go this way. Hooray! And push that button right there.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
And there you go. Doesn't work yet. Ha ha ha. I haven't turned it on. I'm going to make you wait. I'm going to make you stick it out. I'm going to make you go on this long-winded fucking ride with me. Ha ha. Go get yourself a water, a snack, do the stretch, do the bathroom. We'll be back in a minute. All right. Sorry, that one took just a hint longer because I was nomming a banana.
Hey, no.
And apparently I'm going to need to beat a dog. Whatever. Anyway. Hello to Hachi and Chris. And who else have we got that just showed up there that we just noticed? Good morning, Hachi. And good morning, Chris, I guess. And anybody else who just rolled in. What the fuck is that? Why is the word building right there? I don't know why that's there. It wasn't there a minute ago. Now it's not. Okay. Oh, are you being a dink? Also, your back end is all fucker. Is it? We'll have to talk about that after. Need to redo some of that. All right. All right, fair enough. Because you're building routines? Never. We will get to a quick recap of that in just a moment, but first, I just want to sidestep, and we're gonna teach you a little bit about MS that I learned recently, well, a few months back, and that's that. I don't know if some of you may recall that last Wednesday, because it was so hot out, I had the biggest fucking tremor spike I have ever had, and it turned me into a giant mess for the next few days. When that happens, think of it like this. Your baseline is here, right? So this is how your body is, how your tremors are, your pain, and your all of that stuff, right? When you have a big flare-up, after you come out of that, your baseline drops, right? So that means that you are more susceptible to things like the tremors, higher pain levels. I have found that ever since that happened last Wednesday, now I'm even slower than I was before when it comes to walking, right? I have more difficulty walking now. That's my new baseline. And it sucks. It fucking sucks. So that's also why I'm like, can we just get this done? And anyway, I digress. I just wanted to share that useless little tidbit with you. Went to the back end. Fair enough. Speaking of iced coffee, which I noticed was part of the conversation. All right. You're so helpful in understanding. Yeah, it can be. Like, this was something that was described and explained to me when we saw the second neurologist back in, I want to say February, could be March, but yeah, that was explained to me that's, this is your baseline. You have a flare up, your baseline drops, and now this is what your baseline is. Rinse, repeat, right? To the nth degree, basically, until you're a useless puddle of whatever. Anyway, it sucks. I digress. Let us get back to what we were talking about today. So again, quick recap. I read the word habit and tried to merge them into a new word. You keep threatening it. Don't threaten me with a good time. All right. So again, building routines that don't suck. Habit stacking. If you attach it to something that you already do. Think of it like cue, routine, reward. You set up the cue, you do the routine, you get the reward. And make it stupidly satisfying. Otherwise, your brain is not going to attach to it. All right, continuing on. Plan for chaos. I always plan for chaos because they're small and you always got to make a little extra room for them. Even though they don't take... Sorry, stop with that joke. Anyway. Your fallback plan for when life flips the table. Like when you have to beat your dog out of nowhere. Or bring a stool. There you go. Realistic routines aren't rigid. They bend without snapping. Yeah, I know that joke does come up short. So for like, if you forget, for those of you who do like planners and journals and stuff like that, if you forget your journal, you can voice note one while you're making lunch, right? So that way you've got a backup, right? For me, in my case, I always try and I use the shit out of my notepad on here, right? That's kind of like my plan and my backup. But like, say if the notepad fills up and I've got no more room, then I can add it to a Google document, right? So I've got a plan for the backup there. Consistency is showing up, not showing off. So you're going to have your trash fire days, and they still count if you do the 1% version, which would be using my Google Docs instead of the notepad, right? So try and plan for the trash fire days. They're going to happen, right? Try and set up a backup. Perfectionism is a liar in a lab coat. Done messy beats, skipped perfectly. It made better sense when I wrote it down initially. Anyway, start ridiculously small so you don't overwhelm yourself. Our brains reject big tasks like a bad organ transplant. Try tiny actions instead. They're like a cheat code. They're a cheat code past the executive dysfunction battle. Okay? Instead of write a whole report, start with open the document. Type one sentence. We went over this last week too. One of my favorite ones. Got a headache coming on. Don't know why. Gonna go lay down. Oh, good, brother. Go take care of you. Yeah, that would do it. Yeah, 7 a.m. That'd do it. Yeah, go get better. The one that I use a lot now, not only because of my physical condition, but I generally did it before anyway. Instead of do the dishes, it is put one cup in the sink, or start with the silverware, or just do the plates, right? Start small. Instead of build a routine, choose one cue and try it out. Right? Start small. Because if I say I'm going to build myself this giant routine and then set it all up, and the brain's like, right? Doesn't want to do it. Happy today if all I achieve is washing and drying the dishes. Woke up, ton of pain. Aw. Talked about building routines the other day. Well, I mean, that's our focus today. So, speaking of dishes, I worked my butt off yesterday. Did all the dishes. Very nice. If both sinks are full, clear one, then get started. Yeah. Right? Start small. Do one thing. Do one step towards what you were trying to accomplish. Like, drop one bomb, Dan. Or drop all of the bombs. Whatever works for you. But yeah, pick one routine that you want to try. What is the smallest first step that you can think of? Right? Start a little bit. Start small. Baby steps. A step forward is still a step forward. Dishes and counters, yeah. Yeah, put pants on. Hey, if that's what works, then there you go. Right? When you're writing something, you can't just skip to chapter 20. You have to start with one sentence on page 1. Because if you skip to chapter 20, you're missing all the shit in the middle, and it's not going to work. Not required unless leaving the house. I mean, true. Dan also has kids to consider. Pants? What are pants? Well, porn star. They are things that I guess you don't need. Okay, so how about this? What is your current routine MVP? Do you have one? If you do, what is it? I want to know. Hello. What's going on, Adam? Welcome to today's chit chat about building routines that don't suck. The things that cover your knees. That's a good start. But yeah, we are discussing building routines that don't suck, because routines are something that many of us need, and a lot of us are very against, but we need them. So this is trying to help build routines to help people. Chapter 26, a great place to start. There you go. Doing dishes and clearing counters first thing. Helps keep the brain from into a shit fit later. Yeah, there you go. Excellent. That's a good start. I know I achieve more in the morning when I realize that's a thing. Sorry, I was trying to attach to whichever one you had there. It be summer, no routines at the moment. Every morning I get up, let the dogs out, make coffee. See, there you've already got your routine. So you can't say it be summer, no routines at the moment, and then go on to explain to me a fucking routine. However, day 3 of trying to fold the laundry and make a bed. Mood. That is absolutely a mood. Torontonian, what's going on? While burning the house down is an idea, it may not be the best idea, but I understand it. I noticed that coffee is one that we have talked about a lot that seems to come up as one of the anchors among many of the start with one match. That's right, start with one match. Trying to set myself in a routine by making sure Mama is up and downstairs, but I do my meds first. There you go. But yeah, as I was saying, I noticed that coffee is one of the big ones that seems to be a staple. And I mean, coffee is brain juice, so that makes sense. My routine: meds, dressing gown, coffee, toast, hot water in the sink, yesterday's cups in there, while having breakfast. Perfect. There you go, right? You got yourself a good one. Shower is my coffee. Start my day with a shower. I don't drink any coffee. Fair enough. Nobody gave you fire, Chris. You're not allowed. No fire allowed. Hello, meds, because weight loss. Caffeine, my permanent quick and dirty. But that works, right? Caffeine is a stimulant. It's going to help the brain. Coffee makes meds stronger without needing more meds. Yeah, it's a quick and dirty. Go through about 3 things of Coke Zero each day. Well, there you go. And I mean, you got the caffeine in it. May have 0 sugar, but it's got all of the caffeine, so bonus. All right, so before we get on to the worksheet, let us recap. Habit stacking. Start by attaching a habit to something you already do. Do the cue routine reward. You don't need to necessarily remember that part, but just think that if you cue something up and attach another routine to it, and then give yourself a reward, it is better. It's more likely to stick because brain dopamine happy yum. Make it stupidly satisfying. Give yourself that little dopamine nibble at the end of it. Plan for chaos. Have a fallback plan if you can. Again, mine, I try and make it stupid easy. I use my notepad. If I can't write in my notepad, which would be rare, then I put it in my Google Docs or something. Start ridiculously small, right? A step forward is still a step forward. You don't need to fucking run to the end. You need to start with one step. Even if it's a baby step, it's still forward. So there you go. Alrighty. Now, I'll turn on the thing. And then I will show you what I'm going to give all of you today. And that is this little sheet here, if you want it. It is all yours. Dan, if you don't mind, hit the thing. And this is going to be my giveaway to all of you. Is building consistent routines, my little worksheet that I have there. Boom, there you go. Exclamation worksheet, if you haven't got the link there that Dan put up. But yeah, you can all have a copy of this. Why is this skill important? Consistency beats intensity every damn time. A solid routine is like your brain's GPS. Takes the guesswork out of your day so you don't end up doom scrolling at 2 a.m. with a spoonful of peanut butter. With the right cues, habits, and environment, consistency can actually become easier than chaos. I know, wild concept. Why you might struggle with this. I forget what I'm doing, I forget what I'm even supposed to be doing. Right? These are things that you can check off. Oh, the call-outs. You forgot where you are, huh? I start strong, then fall off by day 3. I'm fucking so guilty of that. So guilty of that myself. My routines are way too ambitious. Hello, 4 a.m. cold plunge. I started one last night, and it's not a routine, but it's a project. And it is going to be a giant project added to all of this coaching stuff. I made myself well aware that it's going to be a giant project. But I'm also trying to nail it down to baby steps, right? One step forward is still one step forward. I get bored and I want to burn it all down for funsies. Like somebody burning down their house, right, Adam? Anyway. Okay, so routine building basics. Can you attach this habit to something that you're already doing? Habit stacking, right? And it's basically legal behavior hacking. For example, after I do this, I will attach this, right? What small habit would you do? Would you like to do? Consistency. Keep it boring and doable. Gotta go play bass through. All right, take care of you. Oh, don't forget, tip your DJ. Anyway. But yeah, what small habit would you like to start doing consistency? Keep it small. Keep it stupid simple, right? Drink water, not become a hydration influencer. I want to drink water more consistently. Okay, so attach that to X, this thing you're doing. What will remind you to start this habit? After brushing teeth, when your coffee brews, right before gaming, etc. Right? As, who was it, Indie Kitty? I think it was Indie Kitty. Said, brush teeth, take meds. Right? If you're already doing something, what's going to remind you to do it? And what will make it satisfying? Right? Do a victory dance, eat your gummy bear. So right here, this is your cue. Sorry, I just got way distracted there. My bad. Anyway, this is your... Where'd the mouse? There it is. I should probably write that in here. This is your cue, your routine, your reward. Right? What small habit would you like to do? Consistency. What will remind you to do this? And what can make it satisfying? Because otherwise your brain is not going to attach to it. After that, what is your plan for chaos? Your fallback if the routine goes sideways? Why does this matter to me? If it's not connected to something meaningful, your brain will ghost this habit like a bad Tinder date. It's true. It absolutely will. So why does doing this matter to you? Right? If it's important, why? What is the why? And what is one real challenge that I might face? Be realistic about that. Distractions, exhaustion, existential dread. Name the gremlin so you can outmaneuver it. And what is one simple step I can take right now? Remember, baby steps. One step forward is still one step forward. You don't need to run to the end. You need to get that first step out of the way. And then your little reflection question. What's one tiny thing that you can actually do every day that would make your life easier, even on the trash fire days? And as always, I told you last week, I try and put my ancient ADHD proverb at the end of everyone. And I know you guys can't see this one, but it says, you don't build consistency by being perfect. You build it by showing up, especially when it's messy. Also, consistency is greater than intensity. Fight me. There you go. So, to summarize, I suppose, which is what this sheet will basically do. It'll summarize pretty much everything that we talked about. But the important stuff, again, being the cue right here, your first one. Cue up the thing. What's one small habit you want to do consistently? The routine, what will remind you to start this habit, and then your payoff. There you are. Does all of this shit make sense to you guys? Yes, no? Did I overload your brains? Did I make your little heads explode? Why are summarizing and winterizing so different? Ask Dan, because he will tell you that summarizing is all about putting caulk in the drain. I digress. It's good even without coffee. Hey, well, there you go. I mean, the coffee part is always handy and a bonus. Coffee is important. But, I mean, while it can kind of sound like a lot, I guess. Yeah, don't put caulk in the drain. Don't do that. Just don't. But anyway, while what I have said today may sound and feel like a lot, when you break it down to its basics, it's really not. Right? It is setting up, what do I want to do? What is the routine that I want to build? How can I stack it onto something else that I already do in order to make it easier? What kind of a payoff can I give myself so that my brain is going to say, yes, this is worth doing? Do I have a backup plan in case shit goes sideways? And remember to start ridiculously small. Start with one tiny step and go from there. And build on it and build on it, and there you go. So yeah, there we go. Simple enough? Yes, no? A little bit, but I get it. That's the important part. Yes, Mama, we know you do, you dirty, dirty girl. But I want to know, is this simple enough when it comes right down to it? Is this simple enough for you guys? Is that easy to understand? Because that's what I'm going for here, is when I do this. I'm trying to make it easier for us as... Yes, we know your window does. Just be sure not to wipe it off with Mama's curtains. That got dirtier in my mind than it needed to be. Anywho. But yeah, the whole point is I want to try and make this stuff as simple as I can for our wonderful little brains. And yeah, that's the overall point. And the tub. Yes, tubs do need. As long as the carpet stays clean. I mean, if there's a carpet at all, I gotta drag my brain out of this. Overall, no, just fucking special. I have two different routines. For summer and one for school. The summer one sucks. Which a lot of us have said today as well, right? Mama told me that she has no routine during the summer and then went on to explain what her routine is. So, I mean, yeah, she's got one in the summer too. So do I, kind of. I was talking about the tub. Yes, I bet you were. I bet you were. All right, anyway, before I move away from that, exclamation worksheet will get you a copy of this if you want it. It is also a part of my core executive function bundle, which, again, I have not put up yet, but I will put up soon. And all of you who are on Patreon / Fourth Wall members / YouTube members, you will all get a copy of this for free. A copy of the bundle for free if you want it, because you guys are paid members, so what the fuck? What's the point in charging somebody who's already paying for something? That's called a perk. Now I'm just fucking rattling. Anyway, exclamation worksheet will get you the sheet if you want it. I also, actually, what I will do is I will add the second, because there's a second link there that I haven't put in there, which will give you last week's sheet as well. People here, just take it. That's right. I wake up at some point and I drink Monster. I take meds. Sometimes I eat, which I have not done except a banana. Contemplate life choices for an hour. Forget what I was doing. Stare at a computer. Think, what the fuck was I going to do? That's my routine. I mean, mine is very similar to that, except that I've got Nova to help me get through the routines. So there's that. I don't know. I want to do this reward. I wonder if I do the dishes and then the reward is coffee. I mean, why not? If it's going to help you, then great, right? Do it. If it's going to help you out. Let me just, you know what? I will actually add the second link to that right now for you guys. I just need to remember where the hell I put it. Don't mind me. My URLs. Okay, here it is. Is it the routine one? Copy. Routines worksheet. Okay, yes, and the other one. All right, let me just add this real quick. Last week's routines worksheet. Boom. Save. All right. There we go. That should, I hope, work. There we go. All right. So we've got the routines worksheet right there, and last week's is the shit. What was last week's? I don't remember what last week's was. This is how invested I am in this. My brain is just like blah. Anywho. Okay, it did come up as a link there. Sorry, I got all confused when I didn't see it come up as a link here. Yeah, I don't remember either. Whatever, it's free. You can have it. Do I have a plan for next week? No, I don't yet. I haven't thought that far ahead. Something Nova and I need to go over and discuss. Need my sheet to remember. Holy sheet. Question the next. Is this still helpful? Do you guys want me to keep doing this? Is doing this kind of stuff helpful to you? Because if it is, we'll keep doing it. We got a yay from Dan. Got an I think so from Chris. Fair enough. Extra coffee cups for that reason. Procrastinate. Thank you, Hachi. Procrastination. That's right. Procrastination was last week. Yes, it is very helpful. Okay, cool. So look at that. It was so long ago that I forgot. Shit. Anyway, yes, there you go. You've got 2 worksheets to go with. Sorry, that's going to bother me. I need to fix that. There. I need to fix that link, otherwise it's going to piss me off. There we go. Thanks, Dan. Yeah. Okay, so now I know it's clickable. Yeah, because otherwise, on my end it was, but it wasn't showing up as clickable over here, and I'm like, that's got to stop. I should try more on some of this stuff. I've been deflecting with humor. We're going to need to find a way to overcome some of the challenges I keep. Well, I mean, deflecting with humor that's a mood, right? I don't do that at all. Fucking deflecting, making everything a joke? Are you kidding? I don't do that. I've never done that. Whatever are you talking about? Yeah, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Ask me if I'm a truck.
Get fucked.
Anyway. But yes, anyway, okay, so thus far, you guys are saying, yes, this is helpful and good. Then we will keep doing it. Because if it helps you guys, then fantastic. And not only that, you're all my, I don't hide my pain with humor. Never. Any caffeine, cause took a bit to get some of the sarcasm. That's a mood right there. But yes, anyway, as I was saying, you guys are my guinea pigs. Really, when it comes down to it, you're all my guinea pigs. Actually, you guys are going to further be my guinea pigs in a different little thing that I was talking about. When I had mentioned that I have a much larger project that I'm looking at, which all pertains to a lot of the coaching stuff and whatnot. It's actually much, much broader. So I'm going to actually ask you guys for some input on some of the stuff for it. And I will probably put that in the Discord and get you guys to contribute your 2 cents to it. Because I would, in my mind, what I am building was for the community first. Initially, the idea was it was for us as a community. But then I saw broader implications that I could, or broader applications, not implications, broader applications that I could use it for. Right? And I think having something available to us to use that will help is my first priority. But if I can also make it a bigger thing, that's right, you feel that microscope. Watch out, I crawl. Crawl up your bum with a microscope. But yeah, anyway. Point being, I want something to help our community, but there's also a much broader application that it can be used for. And honestly, that I can monetize it for on the broader application. All of it will be free for our community. Always. Because that's my first priority, is making sure that we have stuff that we can use that is going to help us. I'm waiting for the free drugs. You don't get no drugs.
Drugs.
None of those.
Drugs.
Sorry, what do you want?
Drugs.
Gotcha. But yeah, so I'm going to ask your guys' input on that. It'll probably be a little bit later this week. This test sucks. Sorry. Maybe if I add drugs to the end of it, then your brain will attach to it better. Perhaps. Maybe. I also, before I forget, because I said I wanted to do it last time. Maybe not last time, but it was definitely on a stream there. I want to add to the BRB the Nova skit that we did. I said that I wanted to do that. Usually it's at least real drugs or a placebo. I mean, they say the placebos help, so shitty rave music or the drugs? The drugs came first. The shitty rave music just added to it. Remember, if it was as bad as they say, it'd be like Pac-Man. Is it caffeine or that pretend coffee? I have a friend of mine who, like one of my best friends for like going on 30 years here. She and I used to like go for coffee all the time, right? Coffee, all the coffee. Now she has to have decaf, and I feel so bad for her. I'm like, no, but why? She's like, I'm still getting the flavor. I'm like, that's not the point. It's like drinking non-alcoholic beer. Nobody likes the flavor of beer. I kid. If it's fake, you'll find out real fast. Unless the placebo effect actually kicks in. No, your brain's going to go all fuckered, and yeah, you'll find out. Took up drinking peppermint tea. Hey, that's actually a really good one. I still have, because I haven't put sugar in coffee in months, almost a year now, actually, because we have the sugar-free syrups, right, that we have at home here. So, like, unless I go to McDonald's or Tim Hortons or whatever, sometimes I'll get, like, my sugar and coffee and whatnot. But, yeah, I use the syrups for the most part. But in one of the packages of, like, 6 bottles, we got a peppermint one. I cannot do peppermint coffee. That's just wrong to me. Peppermint tea, however, yes, I will absolutely do. So, Hachi, when you say that, it reminded me, salted caramel is my fucking jam, 100%. But yeah, when you said peppermint tea, yeah, I've got the syrup, the peppermint syrup that I use for my tea. I love it. It's fantastic. Peppermint tea is great. Peppermint coffee, fuck all the way off. That is not happening. That is just no. That is wrong.
Fuck this guy.
Carnal? I didn't notice that's what he put. I did not notice that. I actually read it as caramel. No. It's if I actually would have read what he put. Yeah, it's supposed to be an in there. No, I get it. Salted caramel. I mean, if that's your thing, great. I prefer a little more sweet to the caramel than the salty. But I mean, there's also the sweat. I'm going to stop now. We're not getting it. It's not that kind of stream today. That being said, Hachi, it can work. So there's that. It could work. That's a thing. I'm just going to leave that right there. No more. No more. Oh, boy. All right. So I guess overall that concludes the learning part of today. Building routines that don't suck. I hope that helped. A lot of you guys said that it did help. I'm sure those who are lurking in the back, if it helps for you, then great. If it helps and you don't say shit about it, I'm going to pretend that it helps. And yeah, we will keep doing this stuff. Moving on to other news and info. Let me just get rid of the header here. Now that we've wrapped up this portion. Can I say thanks for the AI music the other day? I've been having fun. Cool. If there's any really good ones that you want to share, DM them to me. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, if it helps one person, you did a good thing. You know what? I'm down with that. Right? And I mean, you guys are more than one person. And more than one people said it worked. So, fabulous. I'm here for that. I did fill out the form, see what it creates for. All right, cool. I was aimed for the one over the many. In this case, the needs of the many do not necessarily outweigh the needs of the few or the one. Sorry. I apologize to all my fellow Vulcans out there, but to me it is, yeah, if it can help the many, great. But if it can help the few or the one, then I'm down with that. Because statistically, we are the few. Anyway, in other news, my wife did receive an email from some lawyers that said that they basically, to summarize, they're wrapping it up, and hopefully the inheritance will come sooner than later. So that's good news, because that'll allow us a bit of a cushion while my wife is on her stress leave and rebuilding her other business, which a cushion is nice. About fucking time. I agree. I 100% concur. But yeah, there's that. So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Exactly. Waiting on that short of thing too, but the lawyers are in a couple of weeks. Well, hopefully yours goes quickly. Yeah, cushions are always welcome. It's like Squishmallows, but not. Ish. Sort of. If you know what I mean. And let me just do this. And I see that we've got the self-care break warning coming up. Let me just see here. Aha. Aha. Excellent. There we go. Oakley dokley. Well, I guess that will conclude today's little joyful stream. So thanks all for hanging out and being my guinea pigs and my test subjects. If you guys have any further questions and whatnot about it, let me know. Throw me a DM. Those worksheets will be available to you guys. Even if you show up here and in the chat part and I'm not online, if you do exclamation worksheet right there, if you do that and I'm not online, that will still come up. It should anyway. And yeah, also, hey, if you want to tip your DJ, it's not going to break my heart. I'm aiming for 150 bones for a new DJ program right now. But yeah, there we are. Anyway, so we're going to take off. Again, appreciate all of y'all being here. Wow, if I could spell, that would be fantastic. There we go. Alrighty. So until then, I will see you guys in the Discord. Drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself. And yeah, we're going to go say hi to a friend of mine who's doing a body doubling stream right now. She is a cosplayer friend of mine. She's also a spicy individual, so I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, we're going to go say hi to my friend Rosie, who's doing a body doubling stream. So hang out if you want, or blow up her chat and say hi and throw some emojis around. But until Friday, because I have Friday off, AI Music Friday, we will see you guys then, or I'll see you in the Discord. Anyway, I'm out. Ciao for now.